Greetings Internet and welcome to Aaron Plays, and I hope you're doing fantastically well. As we're in January, near the start of, I thought it's time now to do my January Ramble. Now my December Ramble I did live. So why aren't I doing this live? Well, it's because I want to do a live Q&A probably Friday, this Friday coming. So what are we today? The 3rd, so that'll be the 4th, the 5th of January. And I'll set up a timer for that and such forth, and then we can do just a general discussion about gaming and you can ask me questions, etc. Today I just want to go through what happened in December, the good things, not so good things, and games that I played, haven't completed, etc. And then to go into what I want to do through January. So, the games, I recently just re-watched a little bit of my December Ramble, and there was 4 games that were mentioned on there. There was War and Peace, Ambush, Tarawa and Plancenoit. Of those 4, the War and Peace completed, all uploaded on the channel. The Ambush Mission 2 all completed, always on the channel for you to watch. Tarawa, okay, I'm thoroughly enjoying that. I am up to, I think it's turn 11 has been completed, so we've still got a fair bit, nearly 2/3 of it to go, and it's been a struggle, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's not on the table at present. It hasn't been for pretty much most halfway through December and such for other things, priorities, but it's saved, it's ready to go, and it will be continued this month. Plancenoit, we were in the last turn in December and we're still in the last turn. We're in fact the last few activations of the last turn. Both mine and Mark's schedules, work, festivities have not precluded us actually finishing that game, but we're almost there. So those were the things I mentioned at the beginning of the December Ramble. We're now into, say, those 2, Tarawa and Plancenoit, will be continuing into January. Tarawa, I can't see being completed in January. It's bigger and longer than anticipated. Other games that were mentioned in the December Ramble that I would like to get to the table, and did get to the table, was This War of Mine, which I played with my partner through the festive season. We've completed the game. We've still got about 6 episodes, or I've still got about 6 episodes to upload as I record this on the 3rd of January. As you know, I like to keep episodes in the bank, and I'll release them one every 2nd day, or maybe one every 3rd day, until it's completed. But that game has been completed, so it's just uploading the videos for it. The other one I did was Spacecorp by John Butterfield, and I've shot, now that is split into 3 different boards. There's the Mariners board, the Planeteers board and the Starfarers board. Well, I completed both the Mariners and the Starfarers, no, Mariners and Planeteers. I've still got to shoot the Starfarers. However, I have noticed there's not many people actually on this channel interested in that. It gets by far the lowest views, the lowest likes, and so on. However, and I've said this right from the beginning of my channel, which was nearly 3 years ago, that if I get one person watching consistently and enjoying it, then job done. So I will shoot the Starfarer. I don't know how many episodes that will be in, because that's by far the largest section of the game. But I will be playing that because I want to finish it myself. And as there are people that are watching, not many, but there are, I'd like to put it onto the channel. I know it's not getting many views. I know it's not getting really any likes. One comment here and there, but I'm enjoying it. And if there's even one person out there, which I know there is, enjoying it, then that will go up on the channel, because that's been my mythology all the way through. When I started back, I only had 2 or 3 subscribers and such forth. It was the whole point was to get people to play games that I enjoy. If it gets people to play you on Vassal with them or whatever, then great. If they go off and buy the game and play it on their own, great. So even though I'm getting a lot of more hits on with other games and likes and subscriptions from them, I don't think that means I'm going to stop playing the games that I still enjoy, and that somebody from yourselves, the viewers, will enjoy too. I'm going to press my little dingling because I need to have a cough. Post cough. I've had this chest infection now over the whole Christmas period, and that's why sometimes my videos, like this, can't help it. It's getting on my tits now, but there we go. So, yes, this war of mine finished, ready to upload, and Spacecorp, 1 section. I've still got 1 episode of the Planeteers to upload, and then I've got to shoot maybe 3, maybe 4 videos of the last section. And currently in that, if any of you are interested, I'm not doing too well. Or the opposition is starting to do a lot better. So what's new for January? Well, sitting next to me here, ambush. Is it better that side? That side? Is that the better picture? Ambush, mission 3. Okay, in actual fact, that's the camera's leaning on that. Let me just, I can't seem to be able to flip. If you can see that, it's all getting ready, set up to go. I'm just reading the instructions on it. I've got to work out what weapons to buy my teams. And I will discuss it in the ambush, but the way they've worded this cold morning in Belgium, just listen to this intro. Your squad on garrison duty in a quiet sector of the front. A cold morning in Belgium. Quiet sector of the front. Is bivouacked in a small village just east of a running river. On this misty, snowy morning in Belgium, in a quiet sector of the front. Your men have been ordered to patrol nearby bombed out buildings to check for German scouts. From that little intro there, I've got a feeling that I'm going to be facing a bulge situation. Quiet sector of the front, misty, Belgium, the northern part, the top part of the backboard is the east. I reckon I'm going to have Germans coming out of the top of the map board in force. And if it's bulge, I'm not going to, I know there's no tigers per se. I'm not sure if there's any tigers in the counter mix actually, but I know there's panzers. So I think I need to buy, you know, I know a grenade's not going to do much against a panzer, definitely an automatic rifle's not. So the one weapon that I can buy, I think I'm going to need to purchase a bazooka, because just reading from that intro, it's telling me, yeah, this is going to be a bulge situation. And Battle of the Bulge, I know there was infantry skirmishes and fights, but bulge. Last scenario, they introduced Kubelwagens. The sections of rules has covered panzers and Germans, to be fair. So I am imagining tanks. And therefore, if there's tanks, especially German tanks, I need something to be able to take them out. So I've got to work out the points somehow to be able to fit a bazooka into this squad. That might mean I have to lose my submachine gun or something like that. I'm definitely going to keep the Browning, you know, the BAR. That ain't going to go. So that's ambush, mission 3. It's getting on the table. I'm just got to do the weapons, and then I'll probably, you know, later on today shoot the first video. It doesn't mean it'll be uploaded today, though, does it? No. I might just shoot 3 or 4 videos and put them in the bank again, ready for release. But I should imagine that will be before the weekend. Before the weekend. I'm really excited because I do like the ambush system. I think it's superb. So that's ambush covered. Okay, this is next on the table. Tarawa, as I say, is loitering there going, come on. I fancy some ambush though. It's just that, you know, what hits the table is what I'm going to film, and this is the one I really want to do at the present moment because I really enjoyed Mission 2, even though I lost it by 1 point. Jarvis being taken out, the driver of the Jeep. Yeah, c'est la vie. So what else is it? Well, I don't think I've been spending a bit of time. I've got a big pile sitting here, so you know, we're in for a long haul. Okay, what next one I've been reading about a lot, and I mentioned this in my November. I didn't, in fact, an unboxing in November. I mentioned it in December, and I'm mentioning it again now. However, I have read the rules to conclusion. I am starting to watch a few videos myself. I intend to do one of the scenarios. There's a very tiny scenario. I might do that one, or I might just move on to the next one. It's a one mapper with an additional side sheet. I'm not sure I'm going to fit that on, but I'm going to make a plan, and I should do at least a couple of episodes some point in January. This is the new game. I know it's 2020, but for me, this is a new game, or the new ilk of new style. So I like, as you know, I like to do old and new. Hence Ambush 83, this one 2020. So Vietnam, next war, or is it next war Vietnam? Definitely on the to-do list for January. Now, one that I was thinking of doing in January, I've now decided to delay. And the reason I want to delay is because we're now in 2024, and this occurred in 1944, so we've got the 80th anniversary, and I intend to do, this is the little gift I got from Mark Regerio. So I've decided that I won't do it in January due to mainly, well, I want to do it on the 80th anniversary. So that's Airbridge to Victory. So Operation Martin Garden. So this one is going to be delayed till September 2024. Another reason is it's a 1.5 mapper, and I'm struggling. I've worked out how I'm going to fit it on the table, but I haven't worked out how I'm going to keep it on the table consistently, in the sense of it's not a short game. You know, it's at least about 10 hours, and I struggled with this war of mine. I'll put it in the box when I finish the video. I'll say box in the packet. So I definitely want to do it. I have read the rules. I even set up the map and pushed around a few pieces, and it works nicely. But for the complete game, I need either a bigger table or a more consistent time to do it. And then I might shoot it, and then again keep it at the back for September. So the time that I might get a consistent long run at my table might be in sort of July and August, because that fits in when I have annual leave and such forth. So I do want to do it. Again, I'd like to thank Mark Regerio for actually sending it through to me, but it's on hiatus until we get close to the anniversary. Not mentioning any other games, well, I am going to mention another game, but also around that time frame we have, well, the 80th anniversary of a slight invasion. D-Day, yeah. I would like to do D-Day at Omaha in and around. I mean, 2 years, well, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I did Normandy, Breakout Normandy, at the time of the anniversary. I'd like to do D-Day at Omaha at that time. Hopefully by that time in June I'll have finished Tarawa, because Omaha is the next one. Then obviously you've got quickly Saipan, and so on. So I don't think I'm going to be able to complete D-Day at Omaha unless I do the bank thing again. But yeah, I can't see me getting all of those in, because 1944 was a slightly busy year for the Allies. So I do like to do them on the dates, like I did NCO. I completed and started that in September 2023, which was the 80th anniversary. I do like to do that, but it's a bit tricky when a lot of things occur at the same time. But so yeah, so that's Airbridge for September 2024. So that brings me to Moscow, Strike and Counter-Strike. This is a game that I did start in December, and quite surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did. As I've mentioned before, this was my first ever Hex and Counter game that I played. Didn't own, I only owned it recently, but it was one that got me in to the hobby. So I thought to play the first scenario, 1 to 8 turns, and I completed 5 of them, 4 of which have been uploaded as we speak, or have spoken. 1 still to go, but it's completed. It was an 8-turn scenario. I completed 5 turns, and you'll see when I'd uploaded why I stopped it at that point. Thoroughly enjoying it, but there are issues with the game, especially around the victory conditions, which I'll explain in the video. And I was going to do, and I still might do, a December scenario with the Soviets attacking, but the victory conditions do not take that into account at all, which again I will address it in the 5th video of it. But yeah, so it's definitely got victory conditional issues, but it hasn't got any play issues. It plays nicely, more nicely than I thought it would. So I know there are other games in that system, but I might move on a system from there, and that brings me to a game that I would like to either get in January or February, and that is Panzer Guderian, which is the follow-on system from Moscow. They added a few extras, tweaks and such forth, especially the untried units which are represented in it. This is the SPI version, and yes, it's a one mapper, and because the units are untried, well, it should play nice solo. So not too difficult, not too many rules, fairly straightforward, and because it's one mapper, yeah. So this one will all depend on time, if I get it to the table this month, but I'd like to. But obviously with Ambush and Tarawa, Plancenoit, all time, come on, Mr. Sibley, get some time. I'd like to get that to the table this month. And that's it from this month getting to the table, apart from something completely different, and now I can't find it. As you know, I played with my partner this war of mine, and it was her first time on the channel, and it seemed to work quite nicely. I say we completed the game. So in discussion with her, she likes sci-fi as much as I do. There's one thing I haven't brought to the channel, which I enjoy doing. I brought it onto a screen using Roll20 it's a miniatures game. I can't basically get into it. Okay, I did one which was Rangers of Shadow Deep, which is a miniatures game. I did it with my daughter, but we used the screen rather than the table with actual miniatures. We use little counters on the screen. Well, this time I want to actually bring a miniatures game, because that's one thing I haven't done, to the table. And there's 2 sci-fi ones I've got, neither of which I've played, but I have read the rules and such forth and been tinkering with. And as you know, I enjoy Traveller, the role-playing game. So I'm wanting to combine Traveller with one of these 2. So the Traveller is the core world, background, history, whatever, and using one of these 2 systems to play within that as a miniatures game. Yep, someone had to go and start their car just outside, so yeah, a quick pause there. Now back. So the first one I want to look at, and I have decided which one, and I might play a prelim game of each one with my partner Anna, to see which one she prefers, and that'll be the one we bring to the channel. So will this be brought to the channel in January? Not sure. All depends on her time, my time and such forth. But the first one is 5 Parsecs from Home. I've been following a YouTube guy on my channel. I've been viewing his playthroughs. Me, myself, and Die, D-I-E, as in the dice, as in die as well. and his playthrough absolutely fantastic. He's obviously got a hell of a lot more subscribers than I've got, probably a hell of a lot more budget, a hell of a lot more terrain and so on. But go and watch his channel. I will put the link in the description below, because he's done a phenomenal job of this game, and I think he's got about 15 episodes on there of it, and I'm up to about episode 7, and yet absolutely stunning. Which was one of the reasons I thought, yeah, I'll get this to the table. I'm not going to get anywhere near his production value. He's an absolute nutcase when he's playing the game. His description, I mean, you can tell he's been a game master. His way he describes things and so on is great. I just hope to get some of his ability onto the screen. Yes, I have been a Traveller game master, so I know how to do that. But his narration and his energy, top notch. So, but I want to get either this one or this one, Core Space, to the table. Now, this has got this is more semi-cooperative rather than full cooperative. Each player takes their own team and to investigate and continue your campaign, whereas this one is actually designed as a solo, but it does have rules for playing cooperatively rather than semi-cooperative. You split the team into, yeah. Now the garbage men have arrived. Let me do another little pause. I suppose that's what happens when I'm shooting this first thing in the morning. So you've got people going to work, cars, and then you've got blinking salvage men coming. So anyway, so one of those two. I'm not sure which one. I'm leaning more to this, but I'm going to leave the final decision to my partner Anna. She could choose which one she likes the more. I'm going to be using the same miniatures. I've been painted. I'm going to be using the same terrain. It's just which campaign system to go for, and whichever one I go for, I'm going to be using a Traveller background rather than the background that's associated with either one. That gets my Traveller fix. So again, depending on timing, that might appear in February rather than January. There are other games that I've acquired over the last month or so. I've got a little pile of them here. I'm not sure when I'm going to get them to the channel, but I just want to show you them and see what comments you guys come back with, like, ooh, that's going to be good, ooh. And if I get zip mention, then probably might not be brought to the channel. So first one, which I picked up off eBay, thanks to my dad for the Christmas money that allowed me to do so. So this just popped through the door about 3 days ago. Starship Troopers. Never played it. I know the book. I've seen the film. I know the film's got very little to do with the actual book, and this is meant to be a lot closer to the book. So I'm awaiting the book to reread it again. I have had a quick skim of the rules. It has programmed instruction, so I'll probably do the first scenario and see how it goes from there. When I will do that, I don't know. And also depends, are you guys interested in anything like this? Let me know in the comments. That'll be appreciated. Starship Troopers, Avalon Hill, I think it's 78, 76, a bit dated, so we'll go on the to-do list in the dated column. Next one I picked up at the same time that it came through the door, and that is another Avalon Hill, Napoleon at Bay. Again, I have played one game in the Zuka system. I think that was the 1809 by Victory Games, and thoroughly enjoyed it. What this one's like, I am a little disappointed. This is unpunched. What I'm a little disappointed with is the text on the counters. When I looked at it, I thought, how am I supposed to read that when it's like maybe 2 foot away from me? I was sitting there with a magnifying glass trying to work out the names on some of these counters. Why would they print it so tiny? I mean, maybe their audience end, this is what, 83? Their audience end were young with fresh eyes. Now, I'm really struggling, and I think that might make this not a physical game. I might do this on Vassal, where I can actually zoom the counters up to, I don't know if they use the counters that come in the box or whatever, but just looking at that, the package itself, the map looks fantastic, the rules look well laid out, the playbook, I had a quick skim read, interesting, designers, now everything's in here, but the counters are so poor. Oh, and the box art. What were they thinking? I mean, all right, if they could do that, which, you know, isn't great, but in 76 and 83 they do something like that, and then you look at the new Napoleon by, or newer by OSG, just a picture of Napoleon on horse, I think, you know, I just don't get it sometimes. But there we go, maybe they were time rushed. Another one, now this came through about a month ago, but I haven't shown it on the channel, is Fortress Europa. What year did this come out? 1980. Now again, you know, not bad. I'm quite happy with the cover art on here. This, I've made sure all the counters are there. I can't do, I know this is starting in 44, but I can't do this and Omaha, so I'll probably try and fit this in at some point. But yes, I'd like to play it. I have played the game before, which I can't say about Starship Trooper or Napoleon, but I have played this back in the 80s and thought it was thoroughly enjoyable. It got through the Western Front campaign quite nicely. So yes, I'd like to bring that to the table at some point, but let me know in your comments below. Next one I'll look at is a game that I've owned for quite a while. In fact, this is the second copy of the game that I owned. The first one, it got damaged, so I picked up a new version of it. This one is unpunched, and Mark Regerio just done a 1861 playthrough of it, and that is Victory Games Civil War. I thought this game was superb back in the day, and I still do. I haven't played the newest iteration of it, I think it's US Civil War by GMT, but I would like to get this to the table. And as Mark has done the 1861, maybe I'll do the 1862 scenario to complement his video and go through. I'll be going through the rules and such forth as well as he's done, just to have my take on it and such forth. But yes, this is definitely one. Now, I didn't recently purchase this. I bought this about 2 years ago. It's been sitting on the shelf. In actual fact, it's been sitting in storage. It was when I went to go at the storage and put 2 games into storage, and I walked out with 11 games. Hence Panzer Group Guderian, Moscow campaign, and other ones that are sitting on the shelf behind me. 4 games of the Fleet series and so on. So and I just went, oh, look in that box. I haven't seen that again for a couple of years. So it's on the horizon, same as those other 3 have gone through. So for Fortress Europa, Starship Troopers, Napoleon at Bay and Civil War are on the horizon. When? Don't know. When I get the urge and the feel to do it, and I haven't got anything else to do. Another one which I got fairly recently, and I even put up a poll regarding it when it was on its way, because I've been looking for it for quite a while, and when I finally found a copy that was reasonably priced, still a lot more than I wanted to pay for it, but there you go, to get some of these older games. So I just finished Ambush Mission 2. I was talking about, should I do Ambush Mission 3 or should I do Battle Hymn Mission 1? I put the options on the poll to do just Mission 3 Ambush, just Mission 1 Battle Hymn, or both, or neither, and both actually won out. However, only one can hit the table at a time, so that's why I'm doing Mission 3, and I think after I finish Mission 3, I will do Mission 1 from here. The only caveat I've got to that is another person whose channel I follow, Dad vs Son, has just done Mission 1 of this, and I've watched the first 2 episodes. Now, he went one way, and I know that if you go a different way, the story will unfold differently. I know that because I did mission 1 of Ambush. You can go check out the videos of that. And then I sort of run it through with my daughter. She just, you know, I encouraged her to play it and she gave it a try. And she went a completely different route to me in the mission 1. And different things started going. Yes, there was a overall story arc was the same. But different things I hadn't encountered, she encountered. So I think there's enough replay value for me to do mission 1 and then on to mission 2. So I've deliberately, and in Dad's Service, son, if you're watching and you've got this far, I've deliberately haven't watched your mission 2 for that reason, so that I can play it, because that's what I want to do. And you know, then we've got 2 takes of it, and then I'll be continuing, you know, if I enjoy it. So hopefully, once I finish Ambush mission 3, I'll be doing Battle Hymn mission 1. So technically it's on the horizon after I finish mission 3. Another one I picked up from eBay. eBay is my friend, and this was recommended by one of my viewers. He said I'd probably like the system if I like War and Peace. So, and that is Fredrick the Great, Avalon Hill again. Now, that cover art, brilliant. You know, and it's around what time frame? I can't see the date on it. Might have to change my glasses, but it's probably around the same time frame as that Abomination Permanent Bay cover art. That inspires me to play it. That one, not so much. Again, doesn't seem that many rules. Looks like it's not a program instruction, but the scenarios get more interesting as you progress further into the game. But I would like to get this to the table at some point. Never played it. Obviously I know its history, but yeah, I'd like to get that to the table. And again, let me know in your comments if you want to see me play it. So that covers the new things that I would like to get to the table at some point. Next one I'd like to mention is something that I played and completed. Did I complete in December? I think I did actually complete in December, so I forgot to mention it. And I completed the first scenario, but I'd like to get scenario 2 done, and that is Caesar's Legions. Yes, I still don't like the box art. I know I've been bitching and moaning about the box art since when I first purchased it. However, I completed scenario 1 and enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. So I was on scenario 2, and again that's on the horizon, so it might be, we're looking sort of February, maybe March, but that's a definite I want to do. So I enjoyed it a lot more than I anticipated. There are other issues. The stacks, I don't like big stacks, and I don't know if they're going to get any bigger in this scenario 2. I'm not even sure what is introduced in scenario 2, which is, again, it has the program instructions, in the sense that you read the first section of the rules, you read the first scenario, and there's a few more pages of rules and you play scenario 2, and so on. How it actually all links up at the end, if you play scenario, I think there's 5 scenarios in the box, and there's a couple on in the general. If you then, when you play scenario 5 and read all the rules, can you bring those back to scenario 1? I don't know, or if each one's its own little time capsule, as it were. But I definitely would like to do scenario 2 of Caesar's Legions. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do scenario 2 of Caesar's Legions. Again, any interaction between us I thoroughly enjoy. Which brings me to the last thing I want to, well, second to last thing I want to cover. There could be another War and Peace scenario going on with Mark Regerio again. We've agreed to do an opposed play, the 1813 campaign, and we're going to start talking and working out how we're going to bring that to the channel, both our channels, in January. The game itself might start in February, but we're going to be starting the integration of how we're going to run that. Are we going to do it via Zoom? Are we going to do it via live play on the channel? We don't know. We still got to work out the technicals. So that's War and Peace. And another one I'm going to do as opposed play is Ligny and Quatra by Hexasim, combining both games with 2 more Marks. Mark, who who's done Austerlitz with me and the Plancenoit, and another Mark who uses a C rather than a K, who has his own channel as well. I'll put the description below. I can't remember the name of his channel, but he's been doing Waterloo playthrough. So we've talked about, we haven't gone into any great details other than I'm the French. And I think Mark with a C is the coalition, and Mark 1 is playing the Prussians. So that's as far as we've got at the present moment. We've got to work out the technicals because there's obviously it's 2 separate Vassal modules, and it will be on Vassal, and it could be me playing against the British in one Vassal module 1 episode, and then me playing the Prussians in a separate episode, going through the same way I've been doing Plancenoit, getting all the login and then just narrating it to you guys, which seems to have worked quite nicely. So that's the penultimate thing. Last thing is something I did mention at the beginning, that I would like this Friday at probably 9 PM to do a live chat with you guys. So why 9 PM? I'm UK based, so that if I make it too late for my American viewers, then my UK viewers will be fast asleep, because so that's why 9 PM, so it's about 4 PM Eastern, which will probably be about 3 PM or 2 PM Western America. I'm not too sure. The world's round, can't do anything about that, so I've got to pick a time. So Friday 9 PM I'm going live. I hope any of you who've watched this video to this far, and I'll also advertise it as well. So I'll put a live timer and the rest of it on YouTube. So hopefully some of you will join me, ask me questions, which I can then answer. Anything you want to discuss, anything about the games that I've already mentioned for January and on the horizon. So a brief recap then. Coming up next will be Ambush, Mission 3, Tarawa to be continued, Plancenoit hopefully to be concluded, Moscow, the last episode is still to be uploaded, and I'm not sure, but probably either SPI, PGG, Panzer Group Guderian, or well, it definitely won't be Battle Hymn. Vietnam Next War is the one I'd like to get to the table in January. So, phew, the life of a gamer. So many games, so little time. But as I say to you all, it's all about playing them and having fun. And I'm having fun. That's the big thing for me, and I hope you guys are having fun watching. I know some of you make comments and you seem to be having fun, so that's good. The other last little note is on the 29th of January 2024, so we're talking 3 weeks and a bit, my actual channel will be 3 years old. I started on the 29th of January 21, doing the newish game I got around then, which was I've even forgotten what it's called. It's sitting on the shelf there. World at War 85. And I shot quite a few videos of that as I was learning how to do YouTube. I haven't touched it since. So I might revisit that, okay? Because that was a game that I started with. I had obviously 2 or 3 subscribers, but after the first couple of videos, 1 or 2 views. Well, it's gathered a few more views, but I enjoyed that. I mean, that's why I started with the channel, because it had a solo variant in it. So I might get that back to the table. I haven't decided if I will, but the main thing there is my channel is now 3 years old. I've had a slight hiatus in 23 for about 6 months, 7 months, mainly due to work and coming home absolutely bushed. I restarted again in September, was late August, probably September, yeah, with Anzio. Yeah, it was, because that was the game that got me going again. and yeah, thoroughly enjoying it. I've got a better life work partner balance now. I'm not coming home so tired. I mean, I will get towards May and June. I work in a school, and that gets to me the busy time, but I hope to keep going. I hope not to have a hiatus. And again, that all depends on you. You guys are the people that keep me going. The comments and the thanks and the enjoyed that. All that inspires me to say, yeah. And especially something like Spacecorp, where I'm not getting many views and such forth. But if I get a comment and saying, yeah, I'm really enjoying this, that keeps me, yeah, all right, I will continue bringing that to the channel. So yes, that was the other thing that I'm going to do in January, is the starfarers of that. So that's the ramble. That's me being going on and on and on about games. And yeah, I enjoy them because they're all different. They've all got their own things and they all keep me excited. And this channel has allowed me to play the games that were just sitting on the shelf. It's also encouraged me to buy more games, which are now sitting on the shelf, but it's a continuous cycle. I'm trying not to get any more in at least this quarter. Am I going to be able to do that? That's an interesting question. Anyway, until next time, hopefully you'll join me on Friday. So we're in the 3rd, 4th, 5th of January at 9 PM. And yeah, ask me questions. Let's have a chat. Until then, play games, have fun, buy internet,